Hello, 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 and welcome back to episode 2 of the Back 4 podcast. Last time was a very good episode, got a very good reception so far. We got how many views? It's like 80 views.
It's in at 80 views or something right now.
Which is very good.
Thank
you.
Just need to preface. This is the second time that we're recording this episode because we recorded it about 3 hours ago and the fucking file corrupted. So
2 hours ago.
2 hours ago. 3 hours ago. Oh, sorry, the big difference. So after a quick trip to KFC, we're loaded up. We're ready to go.
Yeah. So thank you for everyone that's showing love and sharing the podcast. So thank you to all those people. But so today we're carrying on from where we went. Fuck. Yeah, we're carrying on from where we left off last week, and we're going to start off with the quarterfinals, then into the semis, the actual final, and so on and so forth. We might go into some of the awards, like player of the tournament, best goal, team in the tournament, things like that. And we might, if we have time, get into a Premier League preview of the games coming up on Boxing Day as they restart. So to start off with, we're going to start off with the quarterfinals. I believe that in last week's episode, we talked a lot about Morocco, Portugal, so there's not much else to say. I will just leave that. I think as we're going through every game, Morocco played very good defensively in that game. Portugal, I do think Fernando Santos kind of got it wrong with when he made the subs and the starting 11. I don't think Cancelo should have been on the bench. I think he should have brought Rafael Leao into the game a lot earlier. Yeah. Things like that. I think that's all stuff we said last week, though. So moving on to the second game we're going to talk about, Netherlands, Argentina. Alex Ladd. What a game. What are your thoughts on this game, Alex?
I think Reuben and Daniel just summed it up pretty nicely. What a fucking game. Jesus.
Big words.
Yeah, look, nothing more to say about that game that hasn't been said already. Absolute fiery affair. Leandro Paredes, the GOAT, the absolute shit stirrer, the shit house that he is. Made that game what it is, essentially. Messi beefing 6'7" Wout Weghorst was pretty nice as well.
And a post-match interview as well.
What are you, stupid? Look at you, stupid. Fucking all that bullshit. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, you got to say Argentina dominated pretty much 80 minutes of that 90 minutes. Well, the first 90 minutes at least. And look, was I surprised to see Netherlands get back into it? Yes, I didn't expect them to. I felt that maybe one goal would have sufficed, but brilliantly worked set piece routine to give them the second. Did go 2 minutes over in added time though, but you know you can't really fault that with all the time wasting and substitutions and shit. I've got to say, I originally had Cameroon and Serbia up until that point as my match of the tournament. That pipped it for me. That was I mean, what more can you say? I mean, two teams that arguably weren't the favorites at that point, but a lot of people were saying that, you know, these were going to be the types of teams that were going to be challenging Brazil and stuff like that. We'll get into that later, but it's a bit ironic looking back on it now. Yeah, not really much more to be said on my part. Daniel, do you have any thoughts on that game, how it went?
I didn't watch a lot of it. I haven't had that much time to watch any of these quarterfinals.
The times of these games are just so
That's ridiculous.
It's fucking ridiculous.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
Went from 6 p.m. for us to watch Tunisia to now 3 a.m. to watch France, Morocco. It just ruined my sleep.
It's in the depth of the Middle East, though, so it's...
I can take
quite
comfort in the
far away.
fact, though, that all these English fans are going to be crying when the American World Cup comes past, and they're going to be waking up at 12 a.m.
Oh no, I have to watch 12 a.m.
Oh no, I have to wake up at afternoon.
Fuck the Brits.
Oh no, guys, I can't watch my 3 p.m. kickoff while Susan makes me a full English. Like, alrighty. But yeah, Dan, anything more to add?
That was, from what I've watched, it was a great game. As you said, Netherlands surprisingly came back a bit and put Argentina back in the fucking, losing my fucking words. Yeah, but they showed a lot of pressure and they put Argentina back where they're losing fucking.
To be fair, they brought on Luke de Jong and Wout Weghorst. They brought on Luke de Jong and Wout Weghorst. I don't think anyone's looking at those substitutions and saying, yeah, Netherlands are scoring 2 goals. I saw him bring on Wout Weghorst. Weghorst is not that guy.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you put Weghorst up against, what was the centre back pairing at that time? I'm assuming it was Martinez and Otamendi.
It was no, there was a 3-back, Martinez, Otamendi and Romero. I think actually Romero had come off at that point.
The thing is, you can expect Wout Weghorst to dominate.
Yeah,
but you can expect him to dominate aerially in that aspect, which is I'm assuming why they went with Luke de Jong as well.
To be fair, they're the only really subs they have. Like, they're not bringing on
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't bring on David Klaassen. But
Yeah,
there's no one else on the bench. That
Look,
they're gonna
I
bring
think one thing that you're noticing a lot with this World Cup, and it's really interesting. I don't know if it's just me, but it's starting to stand out a lot more, like as the game goes on in the modern game, when that managers just need to stop doing this fucking bullshit of just holding leads, dominating games, and then just deciding to fucking step off and play, full defensive. Because Argentina tried it. They really fucking tried it. They played ultra defensive for about 15 minutes and conceded 2 goals and nearly fucking...
got unlucky, though, to be fair.
They did get unlucky, I will say, but you're seeing it a lot with teams. Like, for example, Australia looked really good against France, stepped off and then conceded 4 goals in the space of maybe half an hour. Other teams doing that kind of shit as well. I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but it's very evident in this World Cup, and yeah, I think that's just something I picked up on.
It did work for Morocco, though, against Portugal. It worked quite well for them.
See, the thing is, though, they do it the entire game. I feel like the sudden switch is what does teams in, because you're going from, this ultra attack, beautiful, free-flowing football to all of a sudden, let's just pump 10 fucking men behind the ball and just hold. Like,
Very true.
When that's not your game plan set out, if you're not set out to play your game plan for 90 minutes, or at least believing that you can play your game plan for 90 minutes, then I think it's just fucking pointless.
Very true.
Absolutely.
Very true. Any thoughts, Reuben?
On which game?
Netherlands, Argentina still. Just any final thoughts to leave our fans with?
It was a thrilling game. It was controversial.
Very
Some
controversial.
thought that Argentina... There were people coming out and saying, it's made for Argentina to win. But I just think every team that gets to the final, you have to have a bit of luck. That's what people don't understand. You're not going to just clean through every team. It's very rare that teams actually do that. You don't just clean up every team during every tournament. You need that little bit of luck. If it comes from the ref, comes from teams playing like shit, it just happens,
Yeah, I did think Paredes and Messi got lucky not to be sent off with second yellows. Like, Messi slapped the ball out the air, and he didn't get a second yellow.
Van Dijk protects Messi from an onslaught from the Dutch players.
Something we mentioned last time, but we didn't mention this time. That referee was a fucking wanker.
He was terrible.
Gave out
Both
15
teams
yellow
were
cards, but no
That's
single.
a big problem in all major tournaments. The refs just try to make it about themselves.
Yeah, like the fat, like we said last time again, like the fat guy from Lima. He can't take smoke from anyone. Not Ivan, the bald fat guy, the bald fat British guy.
Yep.
But yeah, I just think it's stupid refereeing. There was a lot of bad refereeing in this World Cup. Continuing on to England versus France, another game where the refereeing was quite poor. England got very unlucky to not get more penalties. To be fair,
the way they did. With what I saw from that game, it was surprising. I can't lie.
It is very controversial though, because Tuchemani's goal came from arguably a clear foul on Saka in the build-up, and then they could have got more pens, and Saka was getting pulled down the whole game. He looked very lively in that game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Was easily their best player. That's why I was a bit surprised when Southgate subbed him off, because you'd think he'd bring off someone else, because Saka was easily their best player the whole game.
Southgate's been renewed though until I think 2024.
Has he actually been renewed? I don't think so.
He's still
Southgate?
Southgate.
No, I don't think it's official yet, but there were rumors of it. There were rumors of it. I don't think it's official yet. I haven't seen anything.
I wanted him gone when Graham Potter. If I was an England fan, I'd want him gone before Graham Potter. But now Graham Potter's
I still think he's
Chelsea's
gone.
guy, so now it doesn't really make sense for him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could look at Steven Gerrard, but even then, I just don't think
No. Thomas Tuchel, I'd say.
Steven Gerrard.
Look at Thomas Tuchel.
Does Thomas Tuchel take that job though? Do you
No,
reckon?
he takes Germany job.
No, Germany's.
he doesn't take Germany.
Hansi
They're
Flick
sticking
said he's
with Hansi
staying.
Flick. That'd be stupid.
I think he could potentially.
He could. I reckon he'd be
I'm
one of the
saying
ones
if there
that
was
is
a job.
one of the ones that is next in line should be Thomas Tuchel, or at least he should be getting looked at. But
He'd be very good for him.
he's still relatively young. I'm sure he's still got a lot that he wants to do as a coach before he settles down with the international.
He's done a lot though. He won the
He has.
he won the
He's done really
champs.
well.
He's
He's
already
done
won the
really well.
champs. Like there's so much else. he can do.
It's just
And
purely
he's
it's
sacking
purely
them
on him.
just
at
so
the moment.
they're just so unjust at sacking. Like
For
PSG,
Chelsea, the Chelsea one was because he didn't want Ronaldo though. And the owners wanted him, and he didn't want him,
that's
so they
just a
sacked him.
stupid decision.
I
It
think it
is,
was very
it is.
stupid on their decision. This is something we can talk about later, but it's the fact that they made a bunch of signings for Tuchel. Like they brought Aubameyang in, who was a Tuchel signing. They brought a bunch of Tuchel signings in, and they sacked him before he even got any games and was able to get form in. And then now Graham Potter's stuck with a bunch of players that he doesn't really want.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's unfortunate, but we can get into that in
working
the
out for
Prem
us.
preview.
What game were we talking about again?
England France.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like you said, I mean, England did dominate in large parts. I was really surprised to see that as well, but I can't lie. In a way, I expected it. I think everyone really knew that England's plan was, to just throw Kyle Walker at Mbappe and just, tell him
He did all right.
hey, just stay the fuck on the guy. And he did more than all right, in my opinion.
The thing is, I think it was
did
because
really
he got double teamed. I think they double teamed Mbappe a lot, which is
yeah,
what
but you got
made
to
it look like
expect
Walker.
it. Like he didn't get heaps out of that game, but when you double team the guy, fair enough.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it
Giroud
wasn't
didn't
Messi.
get. Well, I'll say this: even though he scored, the winning goal, but he didn't get heaps. As in a lot of the stuff that he was getting in the group stage, he was dominating aerially. I think that's more to the fact that you had Stones and Maguire just on his ass the entire game. But still managed to score a goal. That's just a credit to how good of a player he is. The English midfield looked really good this tournament. I just feel like maybe it was just missing that last little bit.
I didn't even think it was the midfield though.
No, I don't think it was. I think that was probably their strongest aspect.
Yeah, bringing Henderson in really helped Bellingham get further up the pitch. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
A good decision from Southgate. I thought he was good this tournament. I just think
he was okay.
I think they need to try something different. I don't think Southgate's the guy to pull him the whole way through.
I think Southgate's just he needs to figure out what his strongest squad is, because going into that tournament, I just felt like he didn't know what his strongest team was.
I think he did though. I think they did well.
Leaving out Tomori was a big red flag.
Does he start for you? Because I think Maguire was easily one of their best players the whole tournament.
See, the thing is for me, Maguire, he always performs for England, but that's just because he fits the system that Southgate likes to play. He likes to play a low block, like doesn't put his centre backs under much pressure on the ball or anything like that. They don't have to be tremendous with their ball playing or whatever. They normally leave that to Stones to try and progress it up the pitch a bit more if they need, but most of that just comes from their midfield. So it's easy to see why Maguire works, because literally all he does is sit back, win aerial duels, and just fucking throw his body, which is fair enough. But I don't know. If I were Fikayo Tomori, I'd feel very hard done by, because I think he's easily, I'd say, alongside John Stones as England's best centre back, in my opinion.
I put Benny Blanco up there. I think Ben White's up there in that. But to be fair though, he's actually very. I'm not joking. He's actually very, very good centre half.
He's very good. But
he's very good.
You do not put that man anywhere near the caliber of Stones and Tomori when we're talking about.
I'm even still surprised Tomori wasn't even picked.
It's just because he hasn't, you can't be surprised he hasn't been picked, because he hasn't had any England experience. Every time he has been picked, he hasn't played.
No, but here's the thing though. He hasn't had England experience. So when the fuck are they going to call him up?
That's what
it's been like 2 or 3 years now that he should have got the call up.
Yeah.
He's been at the squad. He's been in squads before, but I just think they haven't played him. So why would you waste a spot calling him to the World Cup? You're not going to give him his debut or what is one of his first actual starts at the World Cup. So why bring him in? It's kind of a waste of a spot. But there's not much else to say about the England game. We can quickly go over Harry Kane's second penalty miss. Do you think it was, Reuben, do you think it was a dumb idea to give him the second penalty, or do you think it was?
Well, I think it is, because obviously you have Hugo Lloris and Harry Kane at the same club playing for Tottenham.
Yeah.
We brought this up. I didn't even think about it before until you brought that up. But I just can't see anyone else taking that penalty. Who else would you actually put? And he did score the first one, so who else would you really put onto that?
Harry Maguire
scored a banging penalty at the Euros, but the only other player you could talk about is Saka. But would you put that pressure on him again? Because he scored every single pen since the Euro final, but would you put that pressure on him again?
I feel like you almost have to, really.
And I think...
Look, here's the thing. Like you said, do you put that pressure on him again? I feel like... And I don't want to sound like a wanker or anything, but he's a professional player. You need to be able to move past that shit.
I think he has.
I definitely think he has, because I'd argue he's gotten a lot better since that miss at the Euros finals. He was good already then, but I think he's improved tremendously.
Top 5.
Top 5 what?
Yeah.
Right wingers in the world. Easily.
Oh.
Well, we can get
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Yeah.
Well, that's a conversation for another
another
day,
day,
but I'm not sure about that.
Nah.
Right now, I'd say.
I could think of, I was going to say, I could think of 3 better in the Prem. I'm not sure if I could.
3. We'll talk about. Let's save this for later. But let's move on to the next, the final quarterfinal game, Croatia-Brazil. Croatia, a very boring team to watch. I know you are very adamant about this, Reuben.
3 a.m. Especially because it's at 3 a.m. It just makes it even worse, man. It's just Brexit. It's just Slavic Brexit football. It's just not. It's not fun to watch. The only thing good about that game was Brazil, but then they just missed so many chances, man.
To be fair, I thought Croatia brought it to them quite well, especially early on in the half. Their fullbacks, I don't remember his name, but I think it was the right back.
Oh, Juranovic.
Yeah, Juranovic was making really good runs from deep, and there was one in particular in the first half where he kind of ran through the whole defense, played it to I think it was Kramaric, and then he missed the shot. But I thought they looked good in that game. I do think they sat off a lot, but it's something you have to do against Brazil. It was a good game plan. It's something they do a lot. They did against Japan as well, which was quite.
Yeah.
But I think the one thing I will say about this game is, if you're Brazil, you're 1-0 up. It's in the 115th minute, let's say. What kind of a tactical idiot sends all their players forward for an attack and lets them get counter-attacked?
Especially
4v3.
No good fullbacks.
4v3.
No good fullbacks.
You're getting hit with 3v3, 4v3 in the 118th minute. How do you let that happen? Alex, is that a tactical misclass or whatever from the coach whose name I've forgotten?
I'd have to say mostly yes. Partially, you could argue that maybe it was purely down to Croatia sort of inviting on the pressure, which I feel like has been a big part of their tournament. The reasons why they get back into games is because when they are down, they're very good at inviting on the pressure, soaking it up, being able to hit on the counter with players like, Perisic and, a really solid midfield. I'd say arguably they have one of the best midfields at that tournament. But,
I'd agree.
It's just credit to Croatia. I mean, they kept going for the entire game, didn't really let their heads slip at all. And then, hey, one quick counter and it's done.
It's just so stupid, man.
You can put it down to Brazil saying you're 1-0 up. Why the hell are you letting them, get that kind of opportunity? But you've got to put your hands up and say, well, the alertness, just everything from Croatia to be able to hit like that was very good.
It's just stupid.
Daniel, do you have anything else to say about fake Serbia?
Fake Serbia. They'll look on it now. Look, whatever gets it done for them, really. Like, I don't care if they play boring football as long as
you got to respect it.
Yeah.
You can't just shit on them. For saying,
exactly. If they play boring
Especially
football, like fucking
it
whatever.
clearly worked. So
It worked.
You can't.
If you look in their perspective, if they were playing, we were playing. If it played boring football and we somehow won, not fucking complaining. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But besides the game was decent. As you said, late at night, bit boring, but Brazil, man, like Brazil got to finish their dinner. As you said,
I thought bringing off Vinny was a really bad idea. I thought I fell asleep at halftime.
Yeah.
But in the first half, it was dead. It was the deadest game ever. I'm lying in bed. I think it was an 11 o'clock game actually.
Yeah.
But I was lying in bed watching that shit, and I actually fell asleep.
I fell asleep watching the third place playoff as well.
Yeah, I fell asleep.
Every Croatia game, I think I've fallen.
I saw
just
towards
no
the
one
end of the
cares
half.
about third place playoff.
Yeah,
like,
it was
I can't
just
even
dead.
blame you. Like,
it legit just all went
I
off.
just no, but it's just watching Croatia play.
No, it legit.
Croatia won
Especially
in
that
that
game. Just it all happened in the last 10 minutes.
But
Like
then-
that, if you watch that whole
Croatia-Brazil
game, it was just been like I see why you fell asleep. It was fucking terrible. Like, luckily for me, I watched like the last 20 minutes and it actually was decent. But
I'm just really surprised Brazil dropped off that much towards the end of the game. Like, for a team that arguably their second team could probably make the round of 16 or quarterfinals.
They lost to Cameroon.
They did lose
Second team lost to Cameroon. Vincent Abubakar.
Vincent Abubakar, the absolute goat. We will get onto that later, though. We discuss
But,
our favorite moments, etc. But for a team that had such incredible squad depth, I'd say the only position that they really didn't was in fullback.
Yeah. Very lucky.
I'm really, really surprised that they showed like a real drop off.
Surprised they didn't score more.
It was crazy.
I'm surprised they didn't score more. They were creating a lot in the first half.
They were, but
from what I watched.
Livakovic has been absolutely fucking immense this World Cup.
I just, as I was saying before, I'm just surprised you brought up Vinny Jr. because in the first half, or at least what I watched, he was kind of their main outlet. Every time, I think it was Marquinhos or Thiago Silva, they get the ball and they just spray it wide. And he was always open on the touchline. He'd cut inside, go wide. He always created an open shot for someone. He was very, very good in that game.
He's just fun.
And they brought him off.
He's one of those players. Even Anthony, even if he doesn't play the best, they're just entertainment. They're just fun.
It was good football, but I think that's more all we can say about the quarterfinals. So moving on, continue with Croatia, Argentina-Croatia. Very one-sided game. Very one-sided. Considering they did so well against Brazil, to see Argentina pop them like that.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I thought Messi was incredible in that game. I think we can all agree. I would say it's his best game.
Yeah.
You would have said it's his best game until the final, obviously, but it was very, very good. Especially what he did to Gvardiol, who's arguably a lot of people's best centre-back of the whole tournament. Put him on skates.
If you've seen the comments, people call the assist overrated. It's just not. Like, people
It's
think it's
very
an
good.
average assist.
That late in the game.
I couldn't pick out that pass if I had 15 fucking reverse mirror cameras, bro. Like,
No,
that shit's crazy.
yeah,
My man's played a fucking reverse pass looking the opposite
that
direction as well.
it's just all
Reverse
Mbappe.
pass, opposite direction, through bullshit like that.
It's just all Mbappe and Ronaldo.
Oh, sorry, I'm going back. I'm going back to the.
Yeah, I thought you were thinking of the wrong game.
Yeah, sorry. I think
It's the one where he
but
spins
still,
Gvardiol.
Messi's the goat. Messi's the fucking goat.
He
I will
is.
not take
He's
any
proved
otherwise.
it.
Ronaldo
It's
fans,
too late
shut
now.
the hell up. He
He's
had a
proved
shit
it.
tournament.
I like Ronaldo a lot more now that the debate's over. It was already over, but
It's-
now that
it was over.
there's no literal thing that anyone can
And
say.
don't even act and say like, oh, Portugal got a worse team. Look,
Portugal,
they
I
have
reckon
a
play for
similar
player.
team.
They have a
Yeah.
better team, in my opinion.
Legit,
Much.
it's
On
done.
paper, they
Done
have a
and
better team,
dusted.
but Argentina are just better as like
Yeah,
a whole
like
collective.
Ronaldo's that shit. He's not even starting anymore. Like
He's
washed.
But with that Croatia game, I just think they didn't look like themselves in that game. In my opinion, they looked. I don't know what they were trying to do, but they didn't look like they did against Brazil. Like against Brazil, they were pretty compact. They didn't give up that many high XG chances. I thought in the Croatia game they were just open. In the Argentina game, sorry, they were open. Like the fact that Julian Alvarez can run from halfway, play 1-2s with his centre backs, and score like a absolute like screamer, It's crazy. Like the defending was absolutely terrible.
Bro, we can't be calling that a screamer.
But you know what I mean? It looks
As
like
a Man
screamer.
City fan, you
No,
can't
but
call that
you know what
shit
I mean?
a screamer.
It was jammy as hell. It's straight out of FIFA. But like
my man played a 1-2 with
two
what
centre-backs, two
Gavardiol
centre-halves.
and then
Lovren.
and then Lovren as well. Like I don't
Just-
know what this was.
yeah.
He's playing a fucking wall pass.
I think they had one shot all game, or was like that Lovren shot from the thing was the closest they got.
Croatia were terrible, man.
They were very bad in that game. They had,
I think
Well, I'm glad to
in
say
all
that.
honesty, I think
two shots on
technically,
target.
in terms of technicality, just on the ball brilliance, Croatia have one of the best midfields in the world, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of energy, I didn't see it. I did not see it at all. These
I think they
guys
just
gassed
got
out.
run
Jesus.
rings around by McAllister and Enzo Fernandez. They were immense.
I just think they gassed out of the Brazil game.
I do feel like that as well, but also you've got to say, when you have your three midfielders that are, world class, and there's such a big gap
They're
between
experienced as well.
names like Modric and Brozovic, and then the gap that it takes to the next guys. Like you can understand why they'd get tired because they're doing so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just, you could argue poor squad depth, but I think it's more just down to the fact that Argentina
It's good.
had great reserves,
It's good.
had like great energy reserves left after their game against the Netherlands, surprisingly, considering that one went to extra time as well. But McAllister, one of the most underrated performers in the World Cup, I've got to say.
Very, very good. Bringing him into the starting 11 was really smart.
Mm.
But Reuben, any thoughts on that game before we move on? The Argentina-Croatia game?
I think I was just surprised by what happened, to be honest. I didn't think Croatia would let 3 goals in, considering they've been defensively
So
sound
easily.
all tournament. I thought they were going to take them to penalties again, and that would have been an interesting shootout. But Argentina got the job done. They steamrolled them as well.
Very easily.
Like
Didn't
is when
really push them.
that for me is when they actually become legitimate contenders for the tournament.
Oh,
I know people were saying they were going to win it before, but then when you do that to Croatia, who were people thought were going to be dark horses, and then you just run through them like that.
They make it to the final. Oh, now they're contenders.
Oh, yeah.
They were contenders in the semis. They were contenders.
Yeah,
now that they're in
well,
the
you know
final
what?
and they have a 50% chance of winning, now they're contenders.
That's what impressed
Guys,
me.
I feel like Argentina actually have a pretty good chance of winning the tournament.
Now they're in the
they're in the final.
Now they're in the final. I think they might actually have a chance.
They might actually have a chance, guys. I'm not too sure.
Daniel, anything else to finish us off?
It was fucking meh. Like
Yeah.
Argentina just slapped them
It's
up.
pretty boring to be fair.
But yeah, it's good to say that Australia did better than Croatia against them.
That's actually very interesting.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
But
they
Yeah.
had Croatia in the round of 16.
yeah,
They lost the
be
Saudi
fair.
Arabia,
In the group stage, yeah.
Poland.
To be fair, we'll get onto this, but the Australia game could have been a lot worse.
Can I
Exactly.
A
say
certain
We did
man,
better than
but
most people.
no, as in like we could have lost a lot worse. If a
Exactly.
certain man knew how to finish, but we'll get onto this in the final.
Can I just say quickly? Did you boys see that post? I forgot who did it, but did you see the post where it said the Socceroos officially finished 11th in the World Cup?
Oh yeah, I think it was
yeah.
the Socceroos or something. Like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Was it 11th?
That's crazy though.
It was the
That's
Socceroos.
fucking crazy.
Was it 11th?
It was.
Yeah, it was
No,
11,
that's the
'cause
other
it-
post.
no, it was
You're
11.
talking about 4-3-3.
No, because
No, the rest of
I'm
the
just
people
thinking
saying, "Oh, we're the third best team in the world
round-
because the
no,
only two
round of
teams that can beat
16.
us were in the final."
no I'm thinking round of 16. Like there's
We
16
finished
teams.
11th of the.
We would be anywhere from 9 to 11. 9 to 16. Sorry, but
9 to 11.
moving on to the other semi-final, France versus Morocco. I think this game. I think as soon as France scored, the game was over. I thought, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There was no way Morocco were getting back into it. I think, and to be fair though, the Theo Hernandez goal was quite a finish. Like he had to get his legs up super high for a left back, get it past the goalkeeper and past the guy on the line from the angle he was at. It was a very good finish in my opinion. Quite underrated, but Reuben, any thoughts on that game?
I was around for the first goal. Morocco just didn't see it coming, to be honest. They just did not see it coming. I thought they were a bit compact in the box. They were just a bit compact in the box.
The no look speech there from Reuben. That was beautiful.
Who's
beautiful.
he talking to? He was like,
But
Keep going,
they were
Reuben,
very
please.
compact.
Recover, Reuben.
No, but look, they didn't see it. Was a really good goal from France. The Moroccan defenders were just too busy in the box. They didn't see him coming, and then boom, goal. So I'd say.
But I thought it was starting Seiss was a very brave idea, but I think he clearly wasn't fit. As soon as Giroud beat him in a sprint, I thought that was you have to come off at that point. Like that's crazy. But at that point, he was calling to come off. He wasn't fit enough. I think that was very unlucky. Oh, not unlucky. I think it was a pretty dumb decision to start him. But the manager was good throughout the rest of the tournament, so you can't really blame him. But
Yeah.
just in that semi-final and even in the third place playoff, Morocco just didn't look as defensively adept as they did throughout the rest of the tournament. I think missing Aguerd and Seiss really hindered them a lot
Yeah.
because they just didn't look as good defensively. But it's something like when you play long minutes and you're running all over the pitch, you can't blame them for getting injured, especially in such a tight schedule. But Alex, any thoughts on this game? I thought Morocco did well.
No, not really. I mean, look, we all wanted Morocco to win it. Let's be completely honest. No one wants
Fuck the French.
Fuck
Fuck the French.
Fuck the French. But yeah, no one wanted France to win. Everyone wanted Morocco to win. Unfortunately, they didn't.
Nah, to be honest, I didn't mind France winning because we got a great final.
We did get a good final. To be
That
fair,
wouldn't have
to
been-
be
that
fair,
wouldn't have been a good
we will
final.
talk about that. But
It would not
holy
have been a good
shit, there's a
final.
lot to talk about.
Croatia Morocco final.
Would have been so, would've been so bad.
No, but yeah. Look, honestly, I feel like Morocco sort of their football where they sit off a bit more, try and just deal with all their pressing and stuff like that, their defensive solidarity. I think it more played into France's strength, allowed them to hold more of the ball, get some good chances into their forward line, and unfortunately the dream ended there. A very impressive showing from Morocco, though, I've got to say. Also gives me a lot of hope for the Socceroos in a way, because Morocco does have majority of their players weren't even born in Morocco, so it does give me a lot of hope that the Socceroos in the future will be able to do something similar with all this overseas talent that we have overseas, being able to bring them in, develop them, and keep them for our national team. But
I don't think so. To be honest.
I'm not
I think
saying
it's
we're going to
different.
get up to their level, because
No, I
obviously
just
they
think
have a
it's-
lot more funding than we do.
No, I
but-
think it's different because like African people or like African natives, it's a lot more like normal for them to leave their country, if you know what I mean. Like, it's, Australians aren't really being born in Australia and then leaving Australia to live somewhere. It's a lot.
No.
You see a lot less Australian like outports or
I know.
exports in other countries.
What I'm saying is I'm hoping for some Australian imports. That's what I want, because we have a lot of players abroad that are eligible that we're not really looking at as much. Like I can say the obvious cases like Volpato, but he's out.
He came from here.
He came from here, went back to Italy. I want him back. I want that
But the
guy
thing is,
back. I want
that's
guys
different
like
to Morocco,
Alessandro Cacciati. I want, we have so many dons in Croatia and other countries like that. We have a guy out at Lecce. I forgot his name, but he looks fantastic. He's been playing for their under-18s. But look, it just gives me hope for something for the future for Australia. I just really hope we can fix like our scouting network and just our youth development, stuff like that. But yeah, aside from that, it was a pretty nothing semi-final, if we're being honest.
No, I actually thought it was good. I thought Morocco did well to like switch the way. As soon as France scored, they kind of switched the way they played, and they played a lot more attacking, which I thought was really good. And I thought something really smart from tactical standpoint is you could really tell they were targeting Fofana and Theo Hernandez's side. Like every time they got the ball, they were going towards that side because they're obviously not as good defensively. I thought Kunate had a really good game, sweeping up a lot of what was happening on that left-hand side. But I thought Morocco looked good. Unlucky not to score. They had a lot of good chances, in my opinion, and France, when they scored the second goal, the game was over. But I think as soon as France went 1-0 up, I think everyone knew they were going through. Yeah. But Daniel, anything you want to say on that game already?
I didn't watch it.
No, that's fair. It was 3 a.m.
It was a fucking.
It was 3
what,
a.m.
you just, as Alex said, everyone wanted Morocco to win, but it wasn't destiny. It
wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
But third place playoff. There's not much to say. It was a pretty boring game. Croatia won pretty convincingly, in my opinion. Morocco didn't really have a lot, but it's because they didn't really start a lot of their starters. They didn't really try, and then so there's not much else to say there. But onto the final. We were all together watching this game.
Oh yeah.
I can't lie. After the first 2 goals, I stopped watching.
Yeah,
I was after half time.
You were drunk on the couch.
I was
Very emotional.
And I was asking.
Very
I was
emotional
there.
drunk.
I was
Yeah,
there.
I was
Look,
in the bin,
don't
bro.
get
I
me
was in the
wrong. I was waved as well, but
I'd
holy shit, I had a lot of fun.
It was fun.
Watching it as a big group, obviously.
Made it a lot better.
Yeah.
Yep. Apologies to Dougal's family and neighbors for the noise complaints. I heard allegedly we had the police called. I think that's cap, but it is what it is. They were there.
Dougal,
Okay.
the technician can confirm that the police were
ready to
there.
arrest Tanner.
Thank God they didn't come inside, otherwise me and Reuben would have been done for.
Yep.
Very, very lucky. Very lucky. Oh, there's video. I thought you were gonna say you're gonna get videos of the cops. I was like, shit,
Shit,
man.
no
Shit,
way.
man. But,
Sorry, Capper. It's World Cup final.
Georgie's that.
Oh, that video.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, you watch that video and you can't be mad at them calling the fucking police.
Question.
bro.
No, you
cannot.
No,
You cannot.
Tina's there yelling, saying some
Grabbing-
dumb
yeah,
shit.
grabbing-
Grabbing his
grabbing-
cock.
grabbing-
And he's like the one
Miguel
sober one.
Campione del Mundo.
He's one sober one. Someone's squealing in the background. Thank God it wasn't.
Steven? Was that
I thought it was you.
I thought it was Steven.
Nah, it was. I think you
It
can
was?
hear.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
Steven.
Steven, bro.
100%.
Hey, But never
Absolute
make
squeaker.
Toby
You're a
squeal again.
squealer,
You
mate.
squealy cunts. But yeah, but it was a good game. It was pretty dead from like the second goal till about the halftime. But it's I'm gonna say one thing. I've never been like that high on Didier Deschamps as a manager. I didn't really rate him that much. I think with like Zidane or something like that, I think France could be doing a lot better. But it's so bold of him to bring off Giroud and Dembele, two of their best performers
40th minute.
in the 40th minute,
He
to
just-
bring them off, bring on two new guys. And to be fair, his substitutions in this game were very, very good. I think he got it right the whole way through. Very unlucky not to
I
win.
reckon it was just panic. That's why he did it.
I don't think it was panic.
I don't think it was
panic.
Dembele was
I honestly
fucking
think it would have been a
awful.
bigger sign of panic for him to not do anything personally.
Dembele was fucking awful.
I
Especially when
understand
gave away a
Dembele, but
penalty.
Giroud.
Giroud wasn't doing much
Dembele
either.
gave away the first
Yeah, but
penalty.
still.
Dembele
Yeah,
did give
yeah,
the
It was
first
only
penalty.
20 minutes into the game. Or 20,
40.
That seems short on that. Fuck.
But it was very bold. I thought it worked quite well. Very interesting game. I think if I was Argentina, I'd be very annoyed if I didn't win. Because France, the two penalties France got, I thought were quite soft.
We were Argentina for about 2 hours that night, to be honest.
Yeah.
But can I just say quickly, boys? Actual gameplay. Is that the greatest World Cup final we've
Easily.
ever seen?
One
Is
of
that
Easily.
the
One of
game?
the
I've never
greatest.
seen.
I
Yeah.
think it is. Pure.
That I've seen, yeah, but I think if you go back, like it's
That might be one of the
Easily.
greatest games of football I've ever watched. Full stop. Purely.
Facts.
Just because
Facts.
if you take away even like the ramifications around it or anything,
Mm.
that was just a pure, just good game.
Good
I'd
game,
turn on if
especially
I
for
turned
both.
on, Serie A or some shit on a Thursday and I saw that, I'd be like, you know what? I'm glad I watched that because that was a banging game. Holy shit. When the stakes are on the line like that, is it Mbappe getting his second World Cup? Is it Messi finally breaking his World Cup curse? Just Jesus Christ. And, makes it even better when you're pissed up drunk watching it with a bunch of mates. But,
Yeah.
well, at least some of us were.
We were lucky
Some
I
of
was
us
on the
were.
floor. I was cooked. As soon as Mbappe scored the second, I was praying to it.
You
I was praying
Yeah, I
to
wish I
Jesus
got-
Christ.
You were
I
so
was praying
close.
to Jesus. I was on the floor, with my hands on my
I thought
head.
you were crying.
I was
you-
at one point. I was crying when Mbappe
You
scored
were,
the
you were
third.
turned over after Mbappe scored his third. You
I
were
was
turned
crying.
over like
I was
this,
crying.
head down
I
for like
didn't hear
5
you-
minutes. You were
I was
inconsolable.
so
I was
sad.
like,
didn't
did
he
someone
talk
want to check
for a
on
good
him?
10 minutes?
I'm- I'm-
I did not
imagine,
hear you talk.
imagine if it was a Penenka and he just goes off and he does that celebration.
I would
Oh,
I would have.
would've.
Part of me wanted it.
I would have smashed
Part
your
of me wanted
TV.
it.
I would have actually smashed it. But no, but Mbappe was incredible. But I thought as soon as it went 2-2, stakes it just completely switched. The energy of the game switched. It was end to end. Mbappe, every time he got the ball, he's running at that Argentinian defense and he's leaving him for dust. Like he was incredible. As soon as he got that, like I feel like as soon as he scored the second, so just like an energy switched in that French team and they really started going at it.
Yeah. I did say something on the night about Scaloni. I think it was silly of him to swap out or to put Acuna in the midfield. I didn't.
Yeah.
I feel like Acuna was very poor, personally.
Yeah,
I don't think he
wasn't the
offered
best.
much.
He was coaching him, though. He didn't listen.
I should have told him, boys. I'm so sorry. But hey, looking back in hindsight, I really don't give a shit. Like, I'm glad he bought on a trash sub because that was a fantastic game.
Yeah.
Oh my god, though, I cut
Not
my
good
knee
for the
open
health,
celebrating because I.
Not
Fucking-
good for your
it
health.
really isn't, bro.
It's just not good for your health watching that game. If you actually
Thank God that.
If you actually care about it, which I'd say we did, pretty
Ish.
I did.
Absolutely.
I
We
did.
definitely did. But I couldn't imagine that if it was an Italy game. If that was an Italy versus
Yeah.
France grand final and that shit was
I'll be
happening,
crying.
I'd be
Yeah.
on the fucking
Oh,
floor.
yeah, if it was an Ethiopia versus France final, oh my
I
god.
would be
It
crying.
was
Like I'll
Italy-
ever see
yeah,
that.
If it was an Ethiopia versus France game, full stop, bro. Let
Yeah,
alone
that's
World Cup
crazy.
final.
Italy, Macedonia, far.
What was
Shut the
Italy's
fuck
best game?
up.
Oh, we haven't talked about Italy though. Oh, forgot. I can't just tell you a joke, but
Oh, man.
We'll see you in the podcast episode 735,
Yeah.
the 2056 World Cup when Ethiopia finally.
we're making it to the next one. There's
You are
9.
not.
There's
No.
You are
9.
not.
There is
No.
9 African spots. We will
I
be
do
one of
not
them.
care.
I'm
I
I'm leaving this right now.
No.
We Ethiopia are making it to 2026 in the USA. Ethiopia will be
Mate,
there.
you might as
I'm
well
naming.
pray for
I
Ireland to get the fucking World Cup.
Every
I can
day.
name you 9 African
they're all-
countries.
it's
that
all
get
wrong.
over.
It's all
Yeah, so
wrong.
can I.
Might as well be
Nigeria,
just
Let a man
Ghana,
dream.
Cameroon, Ivory
all
Coast,
wrong, all
Jamaica.
wrong, all
No,
wrong,
cap.
all wrong,
Cap.
all
But
wrong. We have coffee.
I said Jamaica as a joke, by the way. I don't actually think Jamaica is part of Africa, please.
Might as
Yeah,
well
we
get
have
New
coffee.
Zealand to
We
play
have-
the World
we
Cup
have
now.
coffee.
We have a fake in and
You
out
have coffee?
We have coffee.
Yeah.
Your neighboring country has pirates, bro. Like,
Fuck somebody. But what about the penalty shootout? I thought Dibu Martinez, he gets a lot of smoke for his shit house, but I thought it's
It's perfect.
let it be,
I
man. Let it
know,
be.
man.
Good shit
Let it
house
be.
already.
It's funny.
That's good.
I love the Lionel Messi villain arc of him just
Oh,
going for
that's so
from
funny.
the sweet, nice, no ego player,
The
and then all of a
Wakehorse.
sudden, just round of 16 just turns into the biggest dickhead. I
Yeah,
love
man.
it so much. Like fighting, fucking having a scrap with Weghorst, fucking. Oh man, him in the final. Leandro Paredes putting up the
But
work.
there was animosity
Emmy
before that
Martinez
Crazy
simulating
fucking
sexual intercourse with the Golden Glove Yashin trophy. Like
So
it's
funny. I
it's-
love him so much.
You guys all turned away when that happened. I was like, what the fuck
Yeah,
did he
No,
just do?
I
He's
watched
so
it as
funny,
well.
though.
No,
I
you
watched it.
didn't.
I
You
was
guys-
just half
I
drunk,
didn't see it.
waiting to
Oh,
so
no,
because
what
of the
the
trophy,
fuck
so
did
I
he
didn't fall
just-
asleep.
I didn't see it.
He was right behind like
I
the
saw the
president
pictures.
or some shit as well.
But
Oh, yeah, the president's just staring at it.
Grabs the trophy, gets it, and just goes.
And the president was like,
That's just
Okay, apparently it was to counter the disrespect from the French fans booing him, even though I think most of them already left. But,
Nah, but
that's one way to counter the disrespect.
yeah.
with it
Putting
when he
a trophy against your dick.
By
No,
the way,
but-
Bono and Livakovic robbed,
Mm.
absolutely robbed.
Next
No.
time I get a medal,
Yes.
I'll put it against
Yes.
Dibu, he won. What did Livakovic right? Like,
He was, bro, he's
he
like
was
one of the
quality,
reasons
but-
Croatia won.
Livakovic
that
yeah,
game.
but
and Bono,
Dibu,
I'm
Dibu
telling
was the
you,
same.
Bono maybe less so. Livakovic was the reason that Croatia got that far.
I think
I'm
that
telling
one
you.
of them would have won it if Dibu didn't do what he did in the final. Like that save, I think that's purely the last.
You know what? You know
one,
what?
the
Fair
last
play.
5 minutes of that final and the penalty shootout. Purely, in my opinion, sets it apart.
That's
He's
up
easily the best
there.
goalkeeper
That's
of the
up there. I think with maybe Buffon and Casillas' save in their respective World Cup finals for like
And-
greatest saves in football.
And
ever.
Dudek against AC Milan.
Fuck Dudek.
That was actually a good save though.
It
The
was a
double
good
save.
save. It was a really
But,
good save.
When he had when Emi Martinez had the fucking baby with Mbappe's face on, I saw a lot of people crying about
my
that.
God.
So funny.
What about the minute
So
silence
funny.
for Mbappe?
But the minute
Yeah.
silence for Mbappe. It was so funny. The people cry about it. It's just like let it be, man. It's funny.
This
Oh,
is
he
what
scored
makes
four-
football what it is.
Yeah, I know. It's
I
so
love it.
funny.
I
It's
turn,
rivalries.
I turn on Twitter or Instagram. I go on there and I'm just like, shut up.
No, but
But I turn on social media and I look and I see Emi Martinez just like people crying over it. This shit's entertaining. What would football be if it's
It wasn't
without all
this.
this entertainment, without
Yeah,
this
man.
passion and stuff like that?
So
Also, it's going to be real awkward for Messi when he gets back to
To
PSG.
PSG,
I think
yeah.
we've all seen the leaked photos of Messi already getting his KFC uniform. That's going to be
those TikToks. Are so
Messi for
funny.
Stoke. Come on.
Nah, but it's just it creates rivalries as well, which means this game is going to be every time Argentina and France versus. Although it's not going to be often, it's going to be a game for the ages. You know what I
It's
mean? Because it
better
creates
'cause
that rivalry between those players.
There's so many generic like NPC footballers. You just go, yeah, you
You
know.
want to talk?
Look, this guy said he's going to give a review on every single place, and I'm an NPC.
What do you mean? Every single one?
You said
Every
you're going to
game.
review every single business you went
Oh,
to.
it's ever
That's an
since
NP
Cardini
That's
Kebab
such
House.
an NPC.
Shout out
thing to
Cardini
do.
Kebab
Said,
House.
as a joke, I would
No,
Google review
no,
every
you were
game.
legit. We all
serious.
bullied
No,
you, and then you
no,
stopped doing it.
I was not legit.
Yes,
I didn't even do any after that. I haven't done a
'cause we
single one.
bullied you after
I left a
doing it.
5-star
Facts.
review at Cardinia Kebab
Yeah,
House,
and we all
which is
bullied-
absolutely deserved, by the way.
Deserved.
I haven't
Yeah.
touched
Sponsor,
Goo-
please. Sponsor.
Shout out
Cardinia
Cardini
Kebab
Kebab House.
please. We don't want money.
But,
We just want like the branding, please. Be really nice. Anyways,
There's not much else to say about the final. I thought the Camavinga sub actually changed the game, in my opinion. Bring on a left back is bold because you don't think that's an area you need to change, but he did really well to shut off that entire
yeah,
left hand side.
doing the drinking games with it was so fucking fun as well.
I think
No,
he
that
gave
was
up.
the stupidest.
No, that was so good. I've never been so excited to see a player of the other team get a yellow card ever in my life.
Some of the rules.
See
were-
Rabiot get a yellow card, and I'm just like, oh, hey, forfeit.
There
Like,
was
the
a
rules are
specific rule.
easy to avoid, though.
There was a specific rule which I wasn't personally a fan of. but I
What?
thought- But I thought
What,
I made
for
my
the Mbappe hat trick?
no for the N word, bro. That's crazy. Reuben's private story saw that. My opinions on that rule were quite fucking stupid. But
I'm not about to go into it and explain
Yeah.
it on the podcast.
But to
because
be
I was
honest,
quite
like,
livid. I was quite livid.
maybe we'll post a list of the rules someday or
You
something.
can post the
like
video that Reuben sent me of me,
Yeah.
of me talking about it. But yeah, man, it was a good game. It was a great quality game. I
Yeah.
was happy I was able to see it. But we're part of history here. Like to see
yeah,
two of the great,
we-
Mbappe's
we
gonna
were
go
the
down
reason
crazy.
Argentina won.
Facts.
Yeah,
I-
exactly.
you know what? You know what's
100%.
crazy?
They saw us on the big screen in the
You know what?
stadium, lad.
I'm saying purely I'm the reason Argentina won because I prayed multiple times that night. I put my hands together. I prayed to God, and they won the game.
You thought you were the only one, boss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on
but
now. Come
I
on
looked
now.
at the Instagram
Yeah, but-
comment sections of the French players.
that's
It
crazy.
was-
Yeah,
yeah, it
crazy.
was.
Oh,
Tuchel
Coleman
and
copped
Coleman.
Oh,
it.
I-
Rest in
I-
peace, those
soon
men.
as soon as the
Deserved
shootout
it.
ended, I hopped on
Yeah,
Kingsley
you were
Coman's
saying it.
Instagram and I was like, whoa.
The monkeys are gonna go crazy. The monkey comments go crazy. Man. But that's the recap of the actual tournament itself. Now let's get into player of the tournament.
I was just gonna say, Toby, as an extra point, you did at a point at the or you did say something to me at the end of that penalty shootout, which quite resonated with me, and it makes me wonder: can black players take? I'm just joking, of course.
Oh, I did say that
is
to
not
be
a thing.
fair.
But he did say
I
it.
did say
He
that.
did say it.
They always
You've
choke.
got to wonder.
They always choke.
But,
Rashford,
Just
Sancho,
France's team
Saka.
this year.
No,
Yeah, man.
it's disgusting.
fair,
It's
come on,
disgusting
man.
seeing like all the shit and Koeman's fucking like Instagram thing. Like we said the same thing with Gary and Cole, but
Yeah, it's
Well,
just
that's the thing. What
it just
was
happens, though.
Kane's comment section like?
that's the same thing exactly. Like
fair.
none of the news sections
English
are doing that shit.
breakfast emoji.
That was actually the funniest thing when England won the first game 6-2. And then the only white man to score was Jack Grealish, and he's on all the news articles. It's like you can't make that shit up. It's so funny.
I saw a photo of an article. It was like Saka the star boy, and then there was a photo of Jack Grealish.
Yeah,
and
it's
it was
so
just,
funny,
bro.
It's just
like,
it's so obvious at that point. But away from racism,
Yeah.
touchy subject. Let's go on to the awards for these tournaments. Player of the tournament.
dude, bro. We received specific instructions not to hit the table.
Do what I want. Player of the tournament. I think there's one answer.
I'm just gonna go with Messi, bro.
I think that's the only answer.
Yeah.
Messi.
Messi.
It's the only answer.
Like even if
Great
you
Goodwin. No, it's Messi.
No,
even if
it's
you
the
didn't get all
shout-outs.
those goals, like when you watched him play, it was
Incredible.
It's
Didn't
fucking
have a single bad game.
mesmerizing.
no. You know that 20. You know that old Messi where he just keep going. He wasn't as deep. He was just going at it. Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
No, but you could. There's a different energy when he plays for Argentina. Like he was tracking back,
Nah,
even
this feels like-
against France. He was tracking back the
This
whole
feels
game.
like
It's a
that
different.
2011
It's a
Man
different
He was
vibe. It's like
soloing.
it's LeBron. This is
Jesus.
2016.
It
LeBron
felt like
vibes.
that 2011 Messi.
Hmm.
That was incredible.
Here's the difference between this Argentina squad and the Argentina squad of the past. I
They
feel.
weren't as good.
Holy
that's
shit!
more
When
of a
you
unit.
surround Messi with players with just genuine fucking work rate,
Mm.
you don't need like incredible ball playing players or anything. Like you had McAllister and
Quality.
Enzo Fernandez. They had fantastic tournaments. They're not incredible ball playing or like incredible like technical midfielders or anything. The fucking work rate from those two
Facts.
though was incredible. They just win the ball back, give it to Messi, let him do what the fuck he wants because he's fucking Lionel Messi.
Messi was just great.
And
Man.
he's
He always
solid
is. He
straight.
always
He
is.
was
so good, man.
that. Oh,
I don't want to see him go to MLS or something. I'd rather he
think
retires.
he
I'd
does.
rather he retires at like 36, 37. Retire at the
I
top
reckon
of
it's
his
a
game.
perfect time for him to retire. I know he's got.
It's the
some
perfect
still in.
time, but I don't think he will.
I don't
I-
think so.
there's no. Like,
He's
He's got,
there's
he's
no
got the
way.
juice still in him. But
I don't
it's
think
just-
he
Yeah,
does.
he's got
I think he
anabolic
does.
steroids in him.
I see you were saying he'll go
Coursing
back to
through
Barca,
his
but
veins.
I don't think he will. I don't think he goes back to
Yeah,
Barca.
he probably
Come
won't.
to
Barca
the
can't
top
afford him
four,
right
man.
now.
But you have to give an honorable mention to Mbappe because he was obviously
Yeah,
quality.
Yeah.
Like
Jesus
to put
Christ.
France
He
on
is-
his back in a World Cup final at 23.
Yeah,
23.
If Argentina didn't win, you could just see it.
He would have been. He would have been
it.
player of the tournament.
What if Argentina didn't
If France
win, you
won.
could see France winning?
No,
No,
if
no,
France
no,
won, if France
Mbappe.
won, Mbappe
Yeah,
would have
yeah,
been
yeah.
player of the
Obviously,
tournament.
obviously.
He was great.
But,
oh way out.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Very good player.
Him and
Very-
Haaland. Ooh.
I'll have to say Mbappe. It was fine.
I've been saying Mbappe.
Yeah.
I've
It-
been
it's-
saying.
But people
it.
disrespect Haaland in that debate, though.
I think,
Oh no,
yeah.
but they're two completely different fucking players.
Exactly.
Which is, I don't
Yes.
understand the Messi Ronaldo debate either because they're two completely different players.
Yes, I think the Messi Ronaldo debate only happens because they're playing at the same time.
That
If
is
Ronaldo
true.
played
That is
20
true.
years ago,
Like, I don't see anyone
no one
comparing Ronaldo to Maradona.
It's the thing is, if Ronaldo was playing 20 years ago or 30, however, if he wasn't playing at the same time as Messi, this debate would be Messi Neymar, 110%. They're going to compare Messi to someone. They're not just going to let him sit there on his own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
and Ronaldo's just the second best guy. So I think he gets a bit lucky to be compared to Messi when he doesn't really deserve to. But
yeah.
he's still easily the second best player of all time.
Yeah.
in my opinion. But he was shit at this World Cup. So young player of the tournament. Moving on. I think there are a couple names you could go here.
Let
For
get my
me,
phone out, I got my answers
It's
down.
it's Julian Alvarez. I think Enzo Fernandez was obviously he played well, but I think Julian Alvarez was incredible,
yeah.
especially coming in. He made such a big impact coming into the squad coming into the team after Lautaro Martinez got dropped. Rightfully fucking so. That guy is absolute straight ass cheeks.
So that chance
He's
against
so
Australia,
shit.
he
It wasn't.
missed.
It wasn't. Just, it was against
Jesus.
fucking Saudi, Poland, Mexico. Every game he played, he had like 3 or 4 clear cut chances, and he shanked all of them. I could have scored some of those chances. I swear to God, you put me in that World Cup for Lautaro Martinez,
agree.
I score at least
I
3-4
agree.
goals.
No, I fully agree.
I think anyone with somewhat striking a ball ability, he was
Yeah.
awful, man. It's awful the whole tournament. But yeah, for me, it's Julian Alvarez.
Yeah, Daniel, who did you go for your best?
Garen
importer?
Qual, mate.
Swiftly moving on, Alex, who was your young player of the tournament?
I've gone for a bit of a controversial one here. Now, as a Man City fan, you'd expect me to go Julian Alvarez.
Jude Bellingham.
I did not go for Julian Alvarez, actually, despite me thinking he had a fantastic tournament. And no, Toby, I did not go for Jude Bellingham either.
That was Jude Bellingham.
I didn't even go for Enzo Fernandez. I went for Josko Gvardiol.
I was going to say, that's my fourth pick.
I was going to.
He was good. He was good. He was 20 years old as well. I just think
that might partially be down to me trying to be, unique. But I did think he had a fantastic tournament. I think, clubs would be stupid not to be looking at him. I think a lot of people Chelsea, City, like a lot of clubs are looking at him now. I would love him at City, but we have 5 world-class centre backs right now, so we don't really need him per se. But I would really love to see him here in the future. Look, he was an absolute fucking rock in that Croatia defense. Got absolutely cheeked by Messi though, which is, fair enough. But Messi was doing absolutely fucking anyone that wasn't Saudi Arabian in that tournament. So you can't even be mad. So, just thought I'd give him a little props because he was fantastic in my opinion.
Reuben, any young player of the tournament shouts?
I think Julian Alvarez just impressed me a lot.
Yeah, me too. I think he gets very unlucky that he is at the same club as Erling Haaland.
Yeah, I have been wanting to see him and Haaland play maybe in the same front line. I've been wanting, for the love of God, give me once this season, Pep. He hasn't done it already, but I want a front three, Foden on the left, Haaland down the middle, Alvarez off the right.
Dangerous.
Please,
I think that's the best.
For the love of God, get this guy Mahrez on the bench for some real attacking talent.
What's Pep's
Oh
IG?
my!
I think that is the best front three.
I'll DM him on Twitter.
I know his email, Matt.
Pep on Twitter?
Do you want his email?
I think that's easily the best front three you have.
Don't be mean to him. I want to get him on the podcast.
Especially because Foden's better off the left. Haaland's a killer through the middle. And I think Julian Alvarez is the best player you can play off that right wing. Mahrez has not been it this season. And there's not really one else. Like, you sold your other 2 right wingers in Jesus and Sterling. So I think that's the only realistic, the best option you can have. But Daniel, any idea for who you thought for young player of the tournament?
Apart from Matt.
Oh yeah, Grand Cole, I forgot. I thought it was a serious answer. But I think shout out to Enzo Fernandez. He really changed that Argentinian team. He was it was a rock. No one got past him.
I'm still pissed off that City had the opportunity to sign him in the window for
he's coming to Liverpool.
£30 million or 30 million euros, and we turned it down in favor of signing Calvin Phillips. That's not even a joke.
Calvin Phillips.
Very stupid.
We turned down Enzo Fernandez for Calvin fucking Phillips. I want to cry. I want to cry in a corner and bash my head against a fucking wall.
Yeah.
Because we turned down the World Cup young player of the tournament for Calvin fucking Phillips, who's played maybe 3 games for us.
I have heard he's coming to Liverpool though, which I'm very happy
I have heard it's between us and you, and whoever doesn't get Fernandez gets Bellingham, which will be very interesting.
That is, I'm going to say some honourable mentions. I think Bellingham and Tuchemeni, both quality midfielders.
Fair.
I think they are very big honourable mentions. Tchouaméni, same difference, but I think they were both quality. I'm going to look up how old this guy is before I say his name, but
who is it?
Onawani. I think he's also eligible. Because he's 22. Yeah, he's eligible as well. He was
good. I feel like he got outshone by Amrabat, which is why
I think he was. They were both different positions.
I feel he was fantastic.
Very good in that Moroccan midfield. But yeah, those are my
League 2 up
until
a year ago.
Yeah, he's at Angers now with Boufal, so they have a lot of chemistry. But I thought he was quality. I think those are my honourable mentions. But moving on, best goal. Ooh. I think I've seen a lot of people say Richarlison, the bicycle kick, but
that
for me,
very valid.
One of the 2 goals they scored, I think Chavez's free kick for Mexico was insane. Very, very good. That's my goal of the tournament. Chavez. It was a quality free kick.
I think that's the one thing the tournament lacked was
quality goals. Yeah,
but that's it. But as for that, everything else makes up.
I'll take quality football over quality goals.
I think it made up for the passion and the energy from all the players made up for the quality goals, the lack of quality goals. But Alex, Daniel, any thoughts for goal of the tournament?
You want to go first?
I'll go first. Richarlison's up there for me. Obviously Chavez's free kick. I will throw out a bit of a a weird one. I will say, firstly, I want to give props to Matthew Leckie's goal. Fantastic.
I was going to say that.
But no, it's not the one I chose. I chose Goncalo Ramos's first goal against Switzerland.
It's a good finish.
It was a very nice finish, and I want to give credit to that. Also, was it Doan? Was it? Oh God, the finish against
Japan.
Yeah, it was for Japan, but I forgot if it was the goal against Germany or the goal against Spain.
Which one?
I think it was against Germany. The counter-attack the second goal they score. The second goal they scored. The counter-attack down the right side, runs, skins off the defender, and shoots
very
it
nice.
Far post top. That was a fantastic fucking goal.
Very good finish.
Would have got to Aziz Beach if he scored his goal against Argentina.
That goal, man.
Oh,
we've gone over this before, but yeah.
But Yeah, like you said, not really too many quality, fantastic goals. But actually, Daniel, you give yours. Maybe you can give us something else.
You sort of spoiled it for me now, because I was going to say Matthew Leckie. And that's me obviously being a bit biased, but that goal, mate, that hit, that me and Reuben watching that game.
Toby was here.
I was there as well.
Watching it.
I was there as well, man. I was there as well.
Daniel, watching is a strong word.
No, to be fair, he was awake. He was awake for this one. He was awake for this one. He was awake
I
for
was
this one.
awake in this.
He was awake.
Reuben didn't have to come into your room and say, Daniel, Matthew Leckie scored.
Lad, that hit feelings, that goal.
Like
that goal, he's just...
I caught feelings after that goal.
Facts.
Legit. Like, he's a Melbourne City player. I don't give a fuck. That was incredible.
City clear.
But
Natural is different.
That goal was just incredible. Like, the way he just skims through that
I know it is
defense.
biased, but it is a pretty good goal.
It's a weak
composure.
For a man that's like, I don't know, 30 odd years old.
31.
31 now. And he's not been the highlight of Australia. Probably maybe second best at most, but like that goal was just class, man. Like obviously, I give props to Richarlison as well. That was great, but just the passionate
that
Australian
defender moves his face a little bit. I don't know if that one that just gets blocked, but still, it's impressive.
Still good.
But
What a tournament!
That fucking Leckie goal, that's just passion for me. Like,
weak foot as well.
Like he scored a.
It was a weak foot.
Weak
Yeah,
foot
it
finish.
was.
Yeah.
That
Very
was
quality.
He scored a top 5 goal of the tournament and potentially ended the career of Lucas Hernandez.
Yeah,
Like,
Didn't he retire?
That guy.
Didn't he announce his retirement or something?
No,
like that?
he was going to, or saying that he's possibly going to retire, but holy shit,
That was a
Matthew
quality.
Leckie,
That
he
was
was
a shot and a
ended
half.
careers out here.
He was a
God.
workhorse as well. But
Did not expect
it's enough
that.
about Australia. I'm going to give an honourable mention to Sir Milinkovic Savage. I think it was against Cameroon. Against Cameroon in that quality game from long range as well. Very, very good game. We were at the gym and I almost cried watching
I was watching that game. I saw Cameroon go 1-0 ahead, got really excited, and then Serbia scored 2 in 3 minutes, and I literally said, for fuck's sake, and then nearly turned off the TV. But I'm glad I didn't, because that was a hell of a game.
Vincent Abubakar showing his worth. But
Abubakar's goal was class as well.
yeah, the chip, I don't know.
The chip was nice.
The chip was.
It wasn't even a chip. It was
a
more of a scoop.
It's a bit janky.
More of a
in my
scoop.
opinion. Well, that's what I'm saying. But like, it was a bit.
Yeah,
janky.
yeah.
It's not really a
Alrighty.
quality goal. But
Let's go next topic.
are we gonna say best moment?
Gotta be the final.
I think the final.
It's
Yeah,
it's
final.
easy.
I just think Messi.
You know what?
The Montiel penalty
Yeah.
that won the game.
I'll say final, but I'll also throw honorable mentions. And I mentioned this on the last episode of the
Vincent
podcast, but I want to say it again.
Abubakar.
Vincent Abubakar.
Taking
Oh
the
my
shirt
God.
off.
Scores the winner against Brazil in the group stage. Takes off his shirt, gets sent off.
Daps
Daps
up
up the
referee.
ref.
When he dapped up the
referee
That guy
and then
sent me
leaves the pitch laughing.
smiling, bro.
My
That's
guy
such
is
vibes.
a king. Permanently.
Vibes.
No one can
my
ever
favorite
tell me
player.
that guy isn't a fucking legend.
It's my favorite player
Holy
now.
shit. That
It's my
that in
favorite
itself is probably my favorite individual moment of the tournament.
Mm.
That whole final was
Elite.
elite.
Mm.
That penalty shootout was immense. So I'd say
that's vibes though.
the best final, obviously the best moment's going to be the World Cup final. You know, the final penalty goes in, everyone goes fucking nuts.
Mm.
Great moment. In terms of like what happened during the actual game or stuff like that, not just the aftermath of the game, you can't beat Abubakar.
Or Leckie's goal. I think
Leckie's
from
goal.
an Australian
Oh,
standpoint.
Yeah, as an Australian.
the
as an
Sutar
Australian,
snap.
The Sutar slide tackle.
Those are the
the
honorables,
tackle
those are the
heard
ones,
around the world.
Crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Put that man on the $5 note.
Well,
already.
yeah, the good
Facts.
Super.
Give him a
You can take
statue.
any of those Australian moments. The Goodwin goal, the Leckie goal, the Duke goal.
I'm
the
just gonna
Sutar
take all the
slide tackle.
Australian
I'm going to take all of
Facts.
them, man.
I actually,
I still think Vincent.
I couldn't really
I don't
care
care
less.
how biased.
or maybe
yeah.
Abubakar, but look, for me, that's what made the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Australian one's good.
We did our worst squad in like 30. That was a pretty bad squad.
That was
I can't
shit.
lie. That
What,
was
this squad?
It wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
I'd argue this is our best squad since 2006.
I don't think it was terrible.
Mm.
player for player, it wasn't the best, but performance-wise, we showed up.
We showed up. Holy shit.
And if we had a different manager, maybe we could have, you know.
But I agree that we didn't have any like superstars like, you know,
But I think the
Huel
whole
or
way through
Cahill
was-
or Schwarzer or stuff like
The
that.
whole way through was good.
But we had a really well-rounded squad.
Yeah.
I feel.
We just lacked that CDM.
Yeah.
If we had
Yeah,
Jednak, if
But
we were lacking
Keanu
Miller
Backus is the
Jednak-
one, man. He's the one.
The thing is, I reckon we would have done a lot better if we had Miller. If we had Miller Jednak, that's it.
Lads, I'm telling you, Brillante.
No,
The man who couldn't even stay loyal to Melbourne City.
nah,
Shut
nah.
up, lad.
We move on. We digress to team of the tournament. We can. I think there's
It's pretty safe to say it's Morphet's team of the tournament.
No,
as in, like,
Oh.
the best players in each position.
Best
I think
players.
goalkeeper, I would give it to Martinez, and I think my second place would be Bono, and then obviously third place Levankovic. But there are a lot of quality keepers in this tournament. For me, it's
I
Martinez.
read this down somewhere, but I can't be asked looking up where it is.
Yeah,
But I
this
remember
is-
it off by heart. I put Yasin Bono in goal.
I think he would have been it for me if it wasn't for that final. But I think you can also shout out Szczesny as well. In the group stages, he was quality. Saving those-
Really?
He saved 2 penalties.
Over Livakovic, though.
No, as in like he was my third
can
place.
shout-
I'm saying
you can shout
I'm
out
giving like
Szczesny.
an honourable mention.
Yeah,
but Szczesny was quality as well. Any shouts
did
from
my
you guys,
fucking head.
Ruben, Daniel,
Probably Bono, to be honest.
Bono,
The fact that they only conceded
Livakovic,
one goal
yeah.
leading up
He
to
said
that
Livakovic.
Novakovic? That's fair to be fair. He was quality as well.
It was
There's
huge
not
in that
really a
game
wrong
against
answer.
Brazil.
Any of those three was
Huge
not
in
really
that
a
game
wrong
against
answer.
Brazil.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the game before against Japan as well. But right back for me, I think it's the only answer is Hakimi. I don't think there were any other standout right backs.
I could say
Hakimi.
Juranovic, but Hakimi was just
I
fucking...
think Hakimi was just
Hakimi was
quality
dead.
on both ends of the ball as well. He's very good at both sides. I think
Mm.
going forward, he was incredible with the ball at his feet and putting crosses into the box. I think defensively, he locked up everyone that he came against, except for like maybe Rafael Leao when he came on against Portugal. But everyone else he came up against, he locked up easily, in my opinion. Any other names any of you want to throw out there?
I'm going to throw out a weird one. A little goofy one. Little spicy
Better
pick.
not be a Japanese man.
It's not a Japanese guy.
Good.
Random
Good.
Sorry,
player
Stephen.
plays in the-
Sorry, Stephen, that's your boys.
With some
It is
Saudi guy.
a certain 6'8" Stoke City shithouse. It is Harry Suter
Right back.
at centre back.
I said
I
right
picked
back.
said right
Hakimi. I picked Hakimi at
I
right
said
back.
any other shouts for right back. then.
Oh no.
Duh.
Right centre back. Right centre back. Harry Suter. I don't give a
Okay,
shit.
we'll
We'll
move
all
on to
say
centre
the
halves.
same.
For
We'll
me,
all
centre
say-
halves, I think it's I'd say Roman Saiss and Otamendi, but there are a lot of good centre backs.
I went Suter and Gavadio.
I just think Sutai didn't play enough for me. I think I have to give it to someone that made it a long way through for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'd say I think it's between Gvardio, Aguero, Saiss, and then Otamendi. I don't think any French centre backs were standouts to me.
No.
I think Varane was he was good, but I think
Varane and
he was dodgy at times.
Upamecano.
I think Kunate should have started a lot more, but that's another story. But
If I had to take out Suter, I'd put in Otamendi personally.
I
But
think Otamendi was class.
yeah.
Ruben, Daniel, any shots?
Going the same with Alex.
Yeah,
Gvardio
Suter and Gvardio.
fucking class, and Harry
Very
Suter is the king.
Ruben, any shots?
I watched a bit of Meccano, and I like what I saw.
He was good, to be fair.
I was going to mention his name, but then I stuttered his name and I didn't want to repeat it.
You're not Steve.
No.
you
I
just
said
say it.
Payamaya Meccano or something.
No, I thought Kunate was better.
Thamo.
I think Kunate, even like, it might be a little bit biased as a Liverpool fan, but I think he was quality. I think he was easily their best centre back when he played.
Mm.
But left back, for me, it's Theo.
Theo.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not really other shouts.
God damn you, Matthew Leckie, for having to injure his fucking brother.
Yeah, bro, if that didn't happen, we could have
Damn
been
it.
so different.
To be fair, if he didn't injure his brother, we don't get that Goodwin goal, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I'm gonna go Ruben here. What are your thoughts for midfield? Any name me a midfielder that you thought makes into your team of the tournament?
It's got to be Jude Bellingham.
You reckon?
Really?
I'm
You
putting
reckon?
Jude Bellingham in there.
I think it's quality, but I think there were 3 better than him in my opinion.
Well, Daniel, do you
Any shouts from you?
have any choices for midfield?
None of the Spanish lads. That's all I'm gonna say.
To be fair, Pedri was good. I thought.
Pedro was good, but
But,
no.
Not team of the tournament good, but I thought he was
No.
good.
I could think of 10 that are higher than.
Mm.
I'm actually not too sure. Maybe a Luka Modric, maybe.
That's a shout.
That is a shout.
It's a shout.
that is
I
a
wouldn't
shout.
put him in.
I thought
I'd put him below
Kovacic
Jude
was better.
Bellingham.
I thought Kovacic.
I would have to agree. I know it's
Nah, fuck it,
controversial.
We're putting in a Milinkovic Savage in there. That's probably mine.
You reckon?
That's
Yeah,
it.
it's like-
To be fair,
Finished bottom of the group.
Oh, yeah.
Lad,
Finished bottom of the group,
Oh,
but
no.
lad, he was.
He was
class.
good, but I don't.
Like,
Team of the
Serbia.
tournament.
I know,
I'm
like.
putting Pedri above him. That's all I'm saying.
I reckon Milinkovic
Easily.
Savage. If he had that better
They
team
had
with him.
Pedri
Better
as
team.
a
Serbia have a
slight
good
one,
team. The
so-
whole
They had a
on
very good
paper,
team.
they had
They
a
That
good
a
team.
very, very good
There's
They
a
had
team.
a
good team on
very good
paper.
team, but fuck. That performance is shit.
I don't think it was that bad. I think they
Nah.
played well.
Milinkovic Savage, though.
It's a shout.
Oh,
That's a weird
That's
shout.
a way out of
Weird
fucking
shout,
left
but I'm
field.
telling you, like,
I know, but they finished bottom of the. Like, at least when I
Bottom
throw
of
out
the
Harry Suter, at least
Makes
Australia
the
made
round
it through
16.
the group, though.
Bottom of the group. But Alex, your shouts for midfielders.
Well, I just wanted to say, I didn't put either of them in there, but Kovacic is better than Modric this tournament, in my opinion. I see Modric getting a lot of the praise, but I think it's just because
His
people
name.
are.
It's just his name.
It's just his name. Let's be honest here.
He's a little overrated. in that sense.
Yeah.
If I had to
okay.
take
For
my three,
Croatia.
if I had to take my 3 midfielders, I'm taking Amrabat first of all.
Me
First
too.
name that gets in, 100%.
Right.
I'm
Correct
taking
answer.
Alexi McAllister,
That's
fantastic,
fair. That's fair.
and a bit of a left field pick here. Well, not
Griezmann.
left midfield per se, but
Griezmann.
fuck you, Toby. It
Okay,
is
yeah.
Antoine Griezmann.
It's my shout.
But yeah, holy
Yeah,
shit,
man.
Griezmann played
Very
that new midfield role so well, man.
Really
Oh
well.
my god,
I thought he was finished after Barca.
I was
as well.
astounded at how well he played in the midfield.
I just think he's always had.
I think he's had the facilities for it, but I didn't
Yeah.
expect him to like
That
pull
was-
it
There's
out
a lot of
this
players
bad.
I thought would finish. I didn't watch a lot of Nicholas Otamendi at Benfica. When I saw his last few seasons at City, he was fucking
God awful.
shit.
Yeah, God.
Oh my!
He showed up at
days.
times. That's
Yeah,
nice.
he-
I just remember that.
Maybe
What
2
game was it?
games
Was it
lad, but-
against
Shit.
Norwich with Stones and Otamendi at centre back?
Mm.
But
That,
he
I
was
remember that
bad.
one game
He was
3-2. That was one of the worst centre back parents I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
I remember
Awful.
calling for
Awful.
Otamendi to be sold from my club.
Yeah, man.
at
And then
that
he did.
point.
He's been playing well since.
He
But
has
then
been.
you know, I don't know how well he was doing at Benfica, but for Argentina, that was
Very good.
I just remember I only named off. I didn't know naming all 3, but
Yeah.
Milinkovic Savic is obviously a strange one, but I reckon he's quality.
Good shout.
Team of the tournament, but I reckon he's just too good of a player to not
Solid.
make it. Mac Allister, very good.
Good player.
I'm not sure if I'll be able to say this name because it's not really his role, but he does play in the midfield. Hakim Ziyech.
Stop hitting the fucking table, shit.
Nah,
Oh my
he's not. He was a right winger. He wasn't really a midfielder, but he was quality.
It was quality.
I'd go with Alex with Amrabat and Griezmann, but I'd shout out Enzo Fernandez ahead of McAllister for me.
I'd take McAllister personally.
It's for me. It's between 4 players. It's between that for that final spot. I think Griezmann and Amrabat make it in easily.
Yep.
I think it's between Enzo, McAllister, Tuchemani, and Bellingham for me. I think those are the 4 I'd go between. Because I think Bellingham was easily England's second best player after Saka and easily their best midfielder. I think he was one of the best midfielders up until that quarterfinal. I think Enzo Fernandez and McAllister were both incredible and really made a big difference in the Argentinian squad when they came in.
Yeah.
And I think Tuchemani was just a rock.
Yeah.
And I think he scored that really crucial goal for me against France. I mean against England, sorry. And
That's another shot. That was a decent finish. As
he was a
well.
really
That
good
was
finish.
nice. We didn't
Pogba-esque.
even mention that in the goal of the. That was solid.
It was because
That
I
was
think
solid.
it's
But,
it's the
yeah.
controversy behind it that Saka got fouled in the build up.
yeah.
Can I just say though, where do we really draw the line with that, like the foul in the build-up thing? Because it was like 45 fucking seconds later.
No, I wouldn't call it out. It's just I wouldn't like rule it back.
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
offside
I know,
for the goal,
but
but I
it's
just think
just-
you have to. It's a foul. Like
It is a foul. It is a foul. But
so I'd call it. But
I see a lot of England fans being, we were robbed.
you'd feel hard done by if it happened against your
I
team.
feel hard done by, yeah, but it's 45 seconds later. Like, you have 45 seconds to
Yeah.
win the fucking ball back, and you
Mm.
didn't. So instead of being, oh, we were hard done by, you're hard done by, but, you know, like, get the fuck over it and win the ball back.
Yeah, it is a bit. It's a bit of an excuse.
It's
right?
iffy.
It's a cop out excuse, but
Yeah.
I'd still feel hard done by. Moving forward into the front line, I think there are 2 names that instantly get in. I think we all know Messi and Mbappe get in.
Yep.
For that final spot, though, I think for me it's between 2 names. Daniel, who's your final third?
Kramaric, man.
Kramaric.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Reuben, who's your third pick? We're moving on. Reuben, who's your third pick?
I'm a vibes merchant. I'm gonna go with Blue Foul. He turned on. He played
Facts.
FIFA
Lorente
Street.
on
Sofiane
in a
fucking
spliff.
Hold on. That
Oh
man
my
brought back
God.
FIFA Street.
Facts.
That man brought back
Fucking
FIFA
hell.
Street.
Facts.
He played like
My
it
guy
was
didn't give a
Panna.
shit.
He's
He
vibes.
went out there and
Vibes and
balled.
inshallah.
Oh my god.
He was
He's
crazy.
like Anthony. You hate him, but then you just watch him
I
do
love
skills.
it.
He's fun to watch.
Surprised Southampton sold him.
I'm not. He was
It's
shit
him
at
and
That goal against
Him and
West Brom,
Gineppo.
though. That goal
I thought they
against
were
West
both.
Brom.
They were both inconsistent for me, but I thought they were
Yeah.
both quality players.
No, on a
Just
real
Brufel against Spain was crazy, man. He had Lorente on skate. It's like he's just such a vibes merchant. And the fact that FIFA, I have EA Sports, I have an issue with you. The fact that that man doesn't have 5-star skills is absolutely insane. Insane.
That was
He'd be
such a
5-star,
vibes-
5-star at my striker
That was
spot
a
right now in the
vibes
Africa
Because Toby
Glory.
said this now, I'm gonna have to like go up and contact some people at EA Sports.
Facts.
I'm gonna have to-
Give him the 5-star.
That's such a vibes merchant.
It's such a
pick,
good
though.
player.
It is
No,
such
it's
a
a, no, it's
Holy
it's
shit,
fair though.
a
It's a
vibes
fucking
merchant
pick. For
Oh.
me, it's Julian Alvarez.
Yeah, I went
But
this
honourable
is my
mention.
front three. I went Mbappe off the left, Messi off the right, Alvarez through the middle. I mean, yeah, it's pretty.
Honourable
Pretty
mention
fucking
Giroud though. You have to say
self-explanatory.
Giroud.
Yeah, I was actually
Drew
gonna put-
honorable mention, and I have to
Mm.
say, if I can feel like happiness for one player in this tournament, it'd have to be Olivier Giroud. You know, cementing
Yeah.
himself as the greatest French striker of all time. And
Henri's so fucked.
hey,
It's a
whoever
story.
the
Handball
national
No,
version,
on a real
mate.
note,
Story
my
for
front
another
three
day.
is Mbappe, Giroud, and Messi on the right.
Giroud.
so.
Yeah,
Giroud
fair.
over Alvarez.
No, that's fair. Like you can't.
That's
the
fair.
man broke
More
a
fair
record.
than fucking
Yeah.
Kramaric, bro.
Yeah,
Come on,
Kramaric
lad,
is-
I'm
What
trying
would
to be
Kramaric was
different,
so.
Obi.
You don't
Nah,
have to.
there's been
There's
different,
been
and there's
different,
been
all
fucking
the
There's
other-
been
man.
different, and then there's Kramaric. Bro.
Kramaric was shit.
Mate,
He was
That's like-
awful, man. Nah,
if I want to be different, I'll say, give me the cum
I'm putting
dog
our foot
with
down here. That was
Messi and-
fucking. He was awful, man. He was fucking shit.
Buffal.
Genuinely, if Croatia had a good striker, they could have
No, just
had a better.
no,
They had a better chance.
Just, hold on. Imagine this
fucking
though.
awful.
Imagine Anthony on the right, and then Buffon on the left. That is, and then St. Max just a front.
No,
St. Max
no,
is
no,
like,
no,
That's vibes.
That's
That's
too much.
vibes.
That's
No,
too much vibes.
that's
That's
vibes.
too much. No,
The sweaty
That's actually
goals.
gonna have a
And
That's
then
vibes
Frank-
overload, bro. That's vibes overload. I swear to
Oh.
God.
Wow.
See one of them get a team of the
It's
week.
like
They're all gonna be
prime-
60K at the
prime
start of the
Marcelo
year.
and left
Oh,
back.
Can we not
Prime
talk about
Marcelo
fucking
left back.
skill
Get the fuck
merchants?
out of here,
Skills, yeah.
Oh my! They're
But,
just passing around the kids. Not even trying. You know that Man City chance where they were just passing around. They didn't even score. It was like
facts, yeah.
Sana. It was just exactly like that.
Just vibes.
Exactly
Man. I love
right.
vice players. But last but not least, manager of the tournament. I think we'll do this quickly because there's not much to be said. But I think for me, it's Waleed. I don't know his last name, but Waleed, the Moroccan manager. Very, very. He was quality at the whole tournament. I think there's an honorable mention for Scaloni, also a quality manager. But for me, it's Waleed. Any other shouts? Daniel Reuben.
I don't know, fucking managers, man.
Yeah, fair, that's
I'd
fair.
probably go either the Croatian manager or the
Quality.
Argentinian
Scaloni.
manager. Yeah.
Reuben.
I will mention Waleed because again, player for player, Morocco weren't better than
Not a
lot
good
of
squad.
the teams they played.
Really not.
And Scaloni did a good job. I feel like a lot of the other managers in the World Cup finals, like Argentina played at one point, they played Mascherano at CDM back in 2014. That was questionable, even though they didn't have a very good team. I forgot the manager of the 2014 World Cup, but he just looked, I don't know, some of his decisions were questionable. They just had a history. I think you just have to give it to Scaloni because, again, Argentina have had a history of just having bad managers. They had Maradona in 2010.
No, yeah.
That's crazy.
That was Messi's worst tournament, but still.
Yeah.
Poor bloke.
And then they had that guy. I forgot his name, but he just looked like he didn't care. He didn't want to be there. I forgot his name. He had a bad hairline though, like dead in the mud. Go to Turkey.
Send him.
Yeah, playing Mascherano and CDM, bro.
It is what
I
it
guess
is,
the team's just dead.
Yeah, they didn't have a great squad.
I think there's only really one pick, and that is Graham Arnold. Give him a new contract. Sign the man up. 2026, we run it again.
Deport him.
I'm joking.
Deport
Get
him.
this man out of my country.
Get
I
him
That
don't
was
want
really
him to
good
coach my
one.
national team.
Right, banter.
So funny.
Shut up. But
I get it because like you don't want him in the squad.
Yeah, Alex, who's your manager of the tournament? Let's get it.
it is, and I definitely didn't just look at FootMob before
He
this.
did, I saw.
Waleed
at least I knew his name.
Regrajui.
Yeah, that's why I didn't pronounce
Waleed,
it.
bro,
That's why I
it's
didn't try and say the last name. It's Waleed.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually gonna say. Do I want to say it? Look, it's either Waleed or Scaloni. Let's be honest.
That's what
If
I'm
I have to take the last run up to, if I take the last 40 games into account, it's Scaloni 100%. Scaloni is an incredible manager. Far from perfect. Don't get me wrong. Very far from perfect, but
He changed the team.
he did
Completely changed it.
100%. I will just give it to Waleed just because vibes and also
And the fact they didn't concede all tournament, they conceded one
conceded
own
There was
goal,
an own goal.
and then they conceded 2 to France. Like we can't really blame that. Like to concede to France isn't that. Like it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So I think he did great as a manager. That being said, that should wrap up the episode for today in the World Cup recap. I will just give one honorable mention for the one final award, worst player of the tournament, easily Lautaro Martinez, absolute dog shit.
Lautaro or Lukaku?
Lukaku.
Nope, Lautaro was worse. Lukaku was
Lukaku was
way worse.
dodgy.
Because
shit.
Lukaku was.
it's one of those two. But and the fact that they're Inter's 2 strikers, bro, you gotta look.
Yeah.
Get Ed and Dzeko on the pitch. Fuck those two, man.
We might just have to have like a little quick apology if the energy was a bit down. It's because we recorded this already. And we had to go back and record it again because the file corrupted. So
yes,
apologies if this was a bit of a sort of more monotone episode, but
Still, it's got the job done.
we got the job done.
Job not finished.
We
but,
deliver as always. We've
Like
got a
Cameron
camera
did.
now. You
Cameron
can look at
delivered.
our mediocre 4 out of 10 faces
And
that are
it's-
It was
you know.
sexy.
It's Christmas on Sunday, boys. Merry
Oh, well,
Christmas.
Merry
I'm
Christmas.
in the Christmas
Merry
spirit.
Christmas.
Christmas.
Is
Christmas
it on
shirts?
Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh shit, it is as well.
Yeah, well,
Sunday.
Merry
gonna-
Christmas to all the viewers if you see this before Christmas, and
Merry
if you see
Christmas.
if you see it after Christmas,
hope you had a lovely
you probably
Christmas.
watched all the Boxing Day Prem games, and you don't give a shit what we're saying
We'll
right
just-
now.
we'll
But
just
Merry
give a
Christmas
recap.
either
No,
way.
we'll give it. I
Merry
think
Christmas
we've
to Kramaric as well.
The Kramaric, goat
we've-
striker.
we've gone a bit over time here, so we're going to wrap it up now. But that should be it for episode 2. I thought that was a great episode, boys. We will be back next week, probably with stuff, our predictions for the rest of the Prem season and a recap
Maybe
of what
even
happened
sooner
on the
than
weekend.
next week if you're lucky. If we can get one out before Boxing Day. But,
Yeah, nah, it's not going to happen. Bro.
Hey,
It's not gonna happen.
believe. Christmas spirit, boys.
But
Come
no,
on.
yeah. So yeah, leaving it at that. Hope you guys enjoyed that episode for today. Merry Christmas, and I hope you guys have the good life and good New Year's as well.
Thank you.
Cheers, love.
So long.
Cheers, love.
Cheers, love.
Cheers, love. Talk to me, Michael.
You need to fucking talk into your mic, bro.
Yeah,
you're,
like,
you're
it's
looking
not-
this way. It's like it's over here, bro.
He's not even touching it.
Just like
you're not even
move it
the
over
mic's not
here
even touching
and
your.
then talk.
Can I
That's all you
just
had to
say-
do.
can
That's
I
all
just
you had
say
to do.
This